Across the globe, water is becoming increasingly scarce. This has three main reasons. First of all, the growing world population has increased the demand for clean drinking water. Besides, with improved living standards, more and more people eat meat, which requires far more water to produce than plant-based diets. And thirdly, with climate change, severe droughts have become more frequent. Apart from water scarcity, farmers also wonder what to do with woody crop residues such as coconut shells, stalks of cassava, and cereal straw after harvest. Some farmers burn the crop residue in their field, which pollutes the air that we breathe.
நிறைய இயற்கை உரங்கள் நாங்க தயாரிச்சிட்டு இருக்கோம். அது மாதிரியான ஒரு மெத்தட்ல தான் இப்ப நாங்க செஞ்சிட்டு இருக்க இந்த பாய்லர்ல வந்து செத்தைகள் எல்லாம் வச்சு
Dried leaves decompose easily in the soil, but maize stalks and dried vegetables plants take several months to decompose. So I burn the crop residue in the field to be able to sow my next crop before the rains start. But the fire destroyed the good microbes in the soil. My crop grew poorly and I did not make any profit. So no farmer should make this mistake.
நிறைய தண்ணியை சேர்த்து வச்சுக்குது. அப்படி சேர்த்து வச்சுக்கும்போது நம்ம 2 நாளைக்கு ஒரு முறை பாய்ச்சிற தண்ணியை 4 நாளைக்கு ஒரு முறை பாய்ச்சினா போதும்.
Crop residues can be incorporated back into the soil. Or kept as mulch to control erosion and increase soil fertility. However, there is another way to manage crop residues and solve water scarcity at the same time. You can convert crop residues into biochar. Biochar is charcoal made by slowly burning crop residues with limited air. Let us take a closer look at its benefits. When used in water-scarce area, biochar helps the soil to better absorb water and to slowly release the required amount to the crop. So you need to irrigate less, which saves you money and labor. Biochar also makes soils more productive.
அந்த கரியை பயன்படுத்துறதுனால அது மண் வளமும் அப்படியே பாதுகாக்கப்படுது. மண்ணில் உள்ள இயற்கை நுண்ணுயிரிகள் வந்து
Good microbes in the soil love water, so they move towards moist biochar. As I apply biochar near the roots, the good microbes multiply, so soil fertility and soil health improve and my crops yield more. I get good profit without using chemical fertilizers.
அங்கே தான் அந்த நுண்ணுயிரிகள்லாம் அங்கே போகும். அது போகிறதுனால நம்ம செடி வந்து இன்னும் நல்லா வளரும். அதற்கு தேவையான எல்லா நுண்ணுயிரிகள் உரமும் கிடைக்கிறதுனால.
Biochar is rich in carbon and has a porous structure. You can also apply a thin layer of biochar in the shed or chicken house so it can capture nitrogen from urine and manure. This reduces the bad smell from poultry or pig manure. Let's learn from South Indian farmers what precautions to take when making biochar.
தீ வச்சு கொளுத்துறோம் இல்லையா, அது மாதிரி கொளுத்தும்போது கொஞ்சம் வீட்டு பக்கமா இல்லாம தூரமா இருந்தா நல்லா.
Do not prepare the biochar near the house because of the fumes. Better to prepare in the field. Do not keep flammable materials like kerosene or petrol near the drum. Always keep water nearby to put out any unexpected fire. It is best to wear a mask and use heat-resistant gloves to avoid burning your hands.
இது மாதிரி சேஃபா செஞ்சோம் அப்படின்னா இந்த நிலக்கரி ரொம்பவே வந்துட்டு விவசாயத்துக்கு பயனுள்ளதா இருக்கு.
For 1000 square meters of land, you need about 250 kilograms of biochar. For this, you need 300 to 400 kilograms of crop residues. You can also use dry tree branches or bamboo from in and around your field. You need a metal drum with a lid. Make small holes in the bottom of the drum and place the drum on bricks or stones to allow air to flow from the bottom upwards.
Biochar is produced by smoke without burning at high temperature. If there is too much air, all will burn to ashes. If there is no air, it will not burn at all. So managing air circulation is very important.
அந்த டைமில் நம்ம எல்லா பக்கமும் அந்த காற்றோட்டம் இல்லாத அளவுக்கு மண்ணால் சுற்றிலும் மண்ணை கொட்டி ஆராய்ச்சிடணும்.
You need a metal pipe of 10 cm diameter. Make a hole in the lid to fit the pipe. Keep the round cutout piece as you need it later. Place the pipe in the center of the drum and fill the drum around the pipe with dry woody crop residues. Avoid burning rice husks, as high temperatures can create gases that can cause cancer. If you do make biochar from them, wear a mask and protective gear. But there are better ways to use rice husks. I use rice husks as feed for my cattle and poultry. I also use it as chicken bedding material. When the drum is filled, take out the pipe and add paper or paddy straw in the central gap to burn the crop residues. Once the fire starts, cover the drum with the lid and insert the pipe in the hole to serve as chimney. The fire will reach the bottom of the drum and uniformly convert the crop residues in the entire drum into biochar. Allow the crop residues to slowly burn for an hour, as long as white smoke comes out. When the smoke is grey, remove the chimney and close the hole with a round metal plate or a stone to keep it airtight. Put soil around the base of the drum to stop air coming in from below. Let it cool for an hour, as the crop residues will slowly turn into biochar.
You can easily see that the crop residue will turn black. When I take charcoal in my hand, it is solid and dark black. I can feel it is lighter than the initial crop residues.
ஒரு 4 to 5 மணி நேரம் கழிச்சு சூடு குறைஞ்சிருச்சா சூடுக்கு எல்லாம் இருக்கான்னு கை வச்சு பார்த்துக்கிட்டு.
Let's now see how to use biochar in the field. First, crush the big pieces. For big amounts, you can spread the biochar and drive a tractor over it. To avoid the biochar being blown away by wind, moisten the crushed biochar by spraying 1 liter of water per 10 kilograms of biochar. Broadcast the biochar manually or use a manure spreader before the last ploughing. After 2 years, most of it will have turned into compost. From then on, you can apply half the amount. If your soil is poor or damaged by agrochemicals and needs to be regenerated, you can mix the biochar with an equal amount of compost for rapid growth of good microbes. When you make raised beds using compost, manure, topsoil or sand, mix 1/10 to 1/5 of the volume of the raised bed with biochar. Water the raised bed thoroughly before planting your crops. You can also prepare a growth promoter or liquid biofertilizer to enrich the biochar with good microorganisms. Put 5 kilograms of cow dung and 250 grams of jaggery or raw sugar into a plastic drum. Stir in 5 liters of cow urine and 50 liters of water. And cover with a cotton cloth. Keep the barrel in a shady place. After 24 hours, take 5 liters of this solution and mix it with 10 liters of water. Mix 1 liter of this diluted solution with 1 kilogram of biochar and apply this to the field. To transplant fruit tree seedlings, mix 1 kilogram of biochar with 2 kilograms of farmyard manure or compost in the planting pit and plant the seedling in the pit. In established orchards, dig a shallow trench 1 to 2 meters around each tree. Make sure not to damage the roots. Fill it with 5 kilograms of biochar and cover it with soil so that the biochar is not lost in the wind or washed away with water. You can mix the biochar with the same or double the amount of compost for more benefits. If you have too much biochar and need to store it, keep it in a shady place. Sprinkle it with water frequently and cover it with a gunny bag. Keep it away from inflammable materials or heat sources to prevent the risk of fire. So, what have we learned? To prepare biochar, you need a metal drum with a lid and small holes in the bottom. Place a metal pipe in the center of the drum and fill the drum with dry woody crop residues. Then take out the pipe and add paper or paddy straw in the central gap. Once the fire starts, cover the drum with the lid and insert the pipe as chimney. Burn the crop residue for 1 hour or until the smoke turns grey. Close the hole in the lid, add soil around the base of the drum and let it cool for an hour. Crush and moisten the biochar before applying. You can enrich the biochar with good microorganisms by mixing it with a growth promoter or liquid biofertilizer. Keep the biochar moist in a shady place away from inflammable materials.
இப்போ இதை மெயினாக நம்ம அந்த கறியை பயன்படுத்தினால முதல் தண்ணீர் சிக்கணும், ரெண்டாவது உரச்சிக்கணும்.
When you use biochar, you can save water and reduce the cost of irrigation. Good microbial growth increases soil fertility. This will be the first step towards farming in water scarce areas.
இதில் வந்து நீங்கள் எல்லா நாட்டில் உள்ள விவசாயிகளும் இதை பயன்படுத்தினா நல்லா இருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.